Hi, did you know there was a muscle nobody really talks about, which could be actually pulling your face down and also your eyebrows and those eye bags? Well, the muscle we'll be working on today is the temporalis muscle. Really important muscle. It connects literally the facial area, the masseter muscle, the jawline, the lower part of the face. And if this gets restricted, then everything drags down. So in today's video, we're going to be doing some really great fascia work, some fascia release to unstick the fascia glue to really allow for space, oxygen, nutrients, and also detoxification. This in turn will lift the whole of the face up, improving those fine lines and wrinkles. So first things first, you want to start off with clean skin. And again, I'm using my facial oil. Now I've just changed my branding slightly here. I don't know if you can see this here. But if you have your own facial cream or facial oil, that's fine too. But I would recommend something, if you can, something organic and natural. Because again, whatever you apply to your face is actually going to penetrate in better and deeper. So rubbing into the fingers, just apply the oil, first also the lower part of the face and the side of the temples here. Now you don't need very much. And then just by the jawline, in front and behind the ears, and then just down either side of the neck down to the collarbone. So before we even start on the temporalis muscle, we need to literally open up the lymphatic gateways. So if you can take the pads of your fingers, where our collarbone is just above, we have some indentations. And if you can just first of all give those a few gentle presses. Now I like to do this in a sitting down position with my feet parallel and nice and straight. Also making sure that your back is nice and straight, your shoulders are down and your head is in line, literally on top of your shoulders. You really don't want to be hunching up, otherwise you will be shortening the neck and you won't be allowing for that blood flow and circulation. So nice and straight. And now we've opened up the lymphatic gateways, let's work on the muscle. Now the muscle is literally where the ear is, just above and slightly behind. So if you can take both fingers here, and if you can just come up from the above the ear and behind the ear, you can feel the muscle, you can feel the bone, and just literally scrunch the teeth together. You should be able to feel that muscle behind you, and you know you're in the right position. So what we're going to do now is placing the pads of the fingers, we're just very gently breathing in for 4. And as we're breathing out, let's start to melt the fingers onto this bone and this muscle here. You may not need to go too deep, melting into the skin. You may find it a little bit tender, more on one side than the other. I'm definitely more tender on my right, where I do tend to suffer slightly more with headaches and migraines, so obviously slightly tighter here. Melting in. And then what we're going to do now, with the fingers in place, just very gently keeping the fingers in place but moving backwards and forwards. You're not stretching at the skin. And what we're doing here is we're releasing a tight fascia, which is the fascia glue can also get quite tight and can get quite sticky and stick to the bone. So if it is stuck to the bone, it's very hard for nutrients and oxygen and detoxification, so we're unsticking it. So again, sewing, we're allowing for all of those. Now the fascia is in the connective tissue throughout the whole of the body, and so it works also in lots of different directions, a little bit like a spider's web if you like. So we want to be working in lots of different directions as well. So once we've gone backwards and forwards, let's go across now horizontally. And again, you may want to swallow when you're doing this. So you can literally feel things moving. And also by doing this, again, we're releasing the jaw, making sure the jaw is nice and relaxed. And also this will really help with those hooded eyebrows, under the eyes, and also the jawline. And also if we're not scrunching our masseter muscle, will also help with this as well. Maybe a bit of TMJ. And then let's work in a round circular motion one way. Going nice and deep. really on sticking this glue. As I say, I don't see many people working this. We're always working on the eyebrow area and working above the eyebrow and on the scalp and on the forehead area, but behind, this is a really great connection here. So on a lot of muscles. So really working this temporalis will really help with literally the whole facial pull. Let's work in the opposite direction now. Now, I'm a qualified facialist and I'm really passionate to help you on your skincare journey. I've been a qualified facialist for the last 8 years. So please comment down below. Tell me if there's any other fascia techniques you'd love me to share with you. And then just very gently hold in place. And then very gently release. Just come backwards with the fingers here. Really work this well here. Let's just work a little bit more on the temple now, taking our hands, placing onto our temple, nice belly breath in, breathing out, gently press. Again, we hold a lot of tension in this area. And then just very slowly round circular motion. Doing lovely belly breaths in through the nose for 4 and out for 6. This will also help with oxygen to the neck and the head area. And then work in the opposite direction. And then just taking the fingers, gliding now in front of the ear where we have plenty of lymph nodes. And then behind the ear where we did our work on the temporalis, gliding down now with the fingers nice and light. And we're moving also toxins and waste within the lymph, which is also very close to the surface of the skin. So moving everything down. And then taking the fingers, working around circular motion, and let's work all along the occipital bone, so basically the bottom of the head, the top of the neck. Again, we hold a lot of tension in the neck, and if you have a little extra point which feels a little bit tender, just give it a little extra massage out. And then when the fingers are touching, one hand at a time, gently glide down that big SCM muscle down to the collarbone. Hands on the other side. And then from the chin all the way down, our beginning point for opening of our lymphatic gates, then taking the pads of the fingers, and we're just going to give those a few gentle presses. And this will release all the toxins and waste we've moved within the facial area, particularly when using this, working on the temporalis, on this fascial work, into the body, ready for elimination. Now, as always, I would recommend a glass of lukewarm water to hydrate the fascia and also to help with detoxification. And again, please check out my description box down below. I will also have my Shopify store linked, my website to my facial oil here if you're interested. And please comment down below, tell me how you found this and also where you come from. It's really interesting to see which parts of the world you're watching from, and please consider subscribing, liking and sharing, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Okay, bye.